Okay, and the third thing I can't stop thinking about is kind of what other people are talking about in terms of what this means. I think the directors went on some show and talked about how it rails against capitalism, kind of like a Parasite perspective. I don't know where I stand on this because I understand what he's saying. It forces you. That's the title, right? No other choice. I had no other choice but go to these extreme lengths because of the system that we live in, and I've got this nice house and this family, and I'm not going to let that fall. So I'm going to do whatever I need to do, even if that means stepping on people, literally killing people, to try and make his life stay the same or get better. I get that. However, couldn't you make the argument for any direction? Like, is any ism really, I don't want to get into a political thing here, but like, you have a concentration of power in smaller hands. That fits under a lot of definitions for different isms. I think you could make the argument that this film, he loses his job to an American company. The company abruptly lays people off. They've got this technology that doesn't require as many people. Couldn't you also make the argument that artificial intelligence or technology is the real culprit here? I mean, think about this. Remember in Network, when Ned Beatty says, "You have meddled with the primal forces of nature, Mr. Beale, and you will atone." And he says to him later on, "You think of the world in terms of nations. There are no nations. There are no peoples. There is only IBM and DuPont and things like that." Isn't that what's happening here? It's an invasion, not by an American company. And there were a few shots at American companies, and maybe it's a globalist thing. But couldn't you also make the accusation at China or, colonial powers from the past for setting the structure of all this up? But I think it's really that these are the nations of the world, right? Whatever company this is, this corporation, doesn't matter. It's a faceless thing, right? Comes in, screws everything up for this culture or this family. They don't care. They just get rid of them. They downsize. That's the nature of things because they've got robots and technology who can do it for them. They don't need them. So I'm willing to listen to those arguments, but I don't think that paints the full picture. I would have to see it again, but in my initial viewing, that's not the feeling that I got. I like the idea of thinking about the unfortunate situation where people get put into desperate situations because people do fucked up shit when they do that. But I don't know that it's a simple ism. You know what I mean? I think it's a little bit deeper than that. And I think I like the idea of applying the redesignation of the nations as corporations. Kellogg's, IBM, whatever. They come in, they do what they want. Those are the nations now. That's you. What does he say in that thing? You think the Russians get out their Karl Marx when they sit down they get out their statistical analysis things and figure out the second quarter wave and how they can improve it. It's just like everybody else. So I think there's something to what people are talking about, but I don't know that it's the right villain, if that makes sense.